Hey, what's up, y'all? It's me, Nate Almighty, and I'm back with another Raising Kanan Season 4 Theory and Prediction. Now, of course, y'all know I'm giving y'all the wildest theories on the internet. Why? Because I like to take risks, man. If I didn't take these risks, man, what would be the difference between my channel and shout out to MovieBot, but what would be the difference between my channel and a channel like MovieBots or Mark Dark TV? Shout out Mark Dark TV too, but I gotta individualize myself, man. So I love taking Hail Marys and taking shots in the dark, man. So here's another Hail Mary, man. The topic of today's theory is Unique tells Kanan to his face that he used Ocee to rob him. Now, we may find out, right, that by the end of the season finale, that this wasn't a Hail Mary, that this definitely was foreshadowed in episode 9. And I'm going to explain why, right? And I'm going to explain the reason why Unique will not only have to, but he will decide it's a good thing to do, right? Or it's the best decision to do in regards to his relationship with Kanan. I'm also going to explain why him finding out that Crystal was really dead and what Crystal said to him the very beginning of the season, how all this will lead to Unique telling Kanan this. And I'm also going to explain why Kanan is going to not hold it against Unique for the most part, right? All that and more in today's theory. This video is, of course, going to be another banger. Go ahead, like, share, comment, subscribe if you're new here. Without further ado, let's get to it. All right, now, y'all, let's break it down like this. When I tell y'all that Unique tells Kanan to his face that he used Ocee to rob him, first, we got to understand what's going to lead to Unique making this confession, right? And why Unique's going to be a gangster and tell Kanan to his face, right? Understanding the direction that it could go, right? Is because after Kanan finds out from Jukebox that Crystal is really dead and her body was found out in the open in the staircase, Kanan's going to be extremely upset, right? So, when Kanan has the opportunity to talk to Unique, this will be after they have the parlay and what I believe is going to be outside. I believe the person who is shaking Kanan's hand is Unique because of the height difference, right? Kanan has a funny looking face while he's outside, right? After they have that parlay, there's going to be a situation where Kanan is going to be talking to Unique alone after that scene. And Kanan will have remembered something very specific that Crystal said to him early on in the season, which is a scary looking man with scars all over his face barged out of the building. He's going to remember the very reason why he even moved out of that building. It's because of what Crystal said, right? Partly because Kanan, of course, didn't listen, right? Because he's still young and dumb and full of cum. He didn't listen, and then his place got robbed, and then they moved out, right? Kanan is going to slowly start putting two and two together, right? So he's going to say to Unique, you know, you said that you had nothing to do with my girl being missing, but I remember my girl telling me about a scary man busting out of the building with scars on his face. You the only nigga around here that someone would think is scary and definitely got scars all over their face. So Ocee ends up dead. My girl ends up dead. What the hell is going on? Right? He gonna impress Unique. Kanan is going to come to the revelation, since he already speculated that Ocee is not gangster enough to rob him on his own. He's going to come to the conclusion that Unique was the person. Once he realizes that Unique was the person who busted out that building. Because here's the thing. Crystal was going into the building when that happened. So obviously, if it was Unique leaving that building, he was going to talk to and see somebody. And that person had to have been Ocee, right? And the question is going to be, why was Unique going to see Ocee? Kanan's going to bring all this to Unique's doorstep. And I'm being symbolic when I say that, right? He's going to bring all this to Unique's face. He's going to be like, yo, so you killed Ocee and you killed my girl so she couldn't identify you, right? This is when Unique, out of respect for Kanan, and also, right, because he's not pussy, he's going to look Kanan in the face and he's going to tell Kanan, right? Yeah, I did have Ocee rob you, right? I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know you were separated from your moms like that. At the time, I thought you and your moms joined in with Ronnie to try to have me killed. So yeah, Ocee was a casualty of war, and then we'll get the backstory of how Unique even ran into Ocee in the first place. Maybe we'll get a flashback, right? And Ocee's gonna be like, oh, I ain't know that was your bitch neither, right? I didn't know. And if I did know, maybe I would have done something to her. But I didn't know. And the reason why I'm saying Unique's gonna do it out of respect is because y'all seen him when he was talking to Akbar. He talking to Akbar, he like, yo, Kanan's growing up. Hey, we alluding at the same time. That's Unique alluding to the title of the show, Raising Kanan, growing up, being raised, right? So he gonna be like, yo, Unique, he gonna be like, Kanan growing up. I'm gonna tell him to his face. He gonna tell him to his face. He gonna be like, I understand now that you wasn't even dealing with Rock like that at that time, right? So yeah, I did it. And if you feel like you want to do anything about it, let me know. Let me know. We can have a whole shootout if you want, blah, blah, blah. He might even say, kill me now then, right? But here's the thing. Kanan is going to let it rock in a sense because Ocee's already dead. And Unique is going to present a situation to Kanan where it's like, in good faith, either it's like, here, I'm going to give you your money back, which no one's expected. That's possible, right? Unique is getting money in the street again already. He doesn't necessarily have to spend or had to have spent any of Kanan's money yet. So he could give Kanan his money back, which is definitely going to make things right. Or he has another opportunity if he spent the money where he's going to say, all right, well, here, I'm going to have you deal with this situation and this will make things better between us because I really believe in you. Like, I really got respect for you as a young lad here in the streets coming up. You know what I'm saying? I respect your gangster. Because don't get it twisted. Unique definitely respects Kanan's gangster after what Kanan said to him last season. But then Unique is also going to have a heart-to-heart with Kanan in which he's going to be like, yo, you had no business even involving your girl so much in what you even had going on. My girl, Panessa, she don't know shit, right? I had her in a home. We never did business in that home. Like, you got to understand, the title of this show is Raising Kanan. This is Kanan being raised by all of his mentors. And he begins being mentored by Unique during the season finale, which is why all of y'all who feel like Unique is going to die, he's not going to die. Like, you're foolish if you think he would survive to the finale of last season just to be killed. Plus, I already told y'all there's a picture floating around of him on set next season with some of the New Jersey crew, right? Including the shorter black dude that's been the closest to him, right? But had the least lines so far, right? He's gonna say you should have never had Crystal so close to the game. You should have never had it so close to the game. You gotta have some accountability in regards to this situation. However, I got my ears to the streets. I will help you any way I can in regards to Crystal. Maybe that's a way where he'll like make it up to Kanan in a way for robbing him, right? This is what I could see happening, okay? Now, I also want to address the Lou situation with Pranessa, but I feel like I'm going to put that in the video of its own. Y'all let me know what y'all think of what I said in regards to Unique telling Kanan to his face about what happened with Ocee and Crystal in the comment section. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Peace.
Can't teach that shit, nigga. Come on. That's God get that. That's touch my ink. That's on the dome, nigga.